scientist then, isn't it?
And as he comes from behind the curtain.
That looked well badass in the blue screen. Coming from the ether, though.
Well, I've just come from the bar.
AKA kitchen. Oh my
Alright.
God.
Alright. Thank you very much, kind sir. What is this? We've got?
This is Absolute Vodka.
It's absolute vodka, guys.
Absolute Vodka.
Absolute vodka. Alright. Cheers.
Arse is out.
Arse is out.
Yeah. I guess we should also explain why we're doing shots, because usually every time that we meet up, we wanted to do something random. That was like, once we meet
it's
up.
not random. What do you say?
The least
Well-
random thing.
When we meet up,
Yeah.
we drink.
And there was a lot of different ideas of what to do once we meet up, because we don't meet up very often.
Like a tradition.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
like
a tradition. Yeah.
And this is our tradition of drinking
I think
vodka.
this is kerosene, isn't it?
A little bit.
Okay.
It's got a little bit of everything.
Strong.
Cheers. Hang on. Hang on.
Oh, fucking
Hang
hell.
on. No, hang on.
He's gonna...
No, alright.
Can we edit like that out? Is this a thing? I haven't got one. I'm sorry. Sound like a-
And
Insert
again.
burp here.
Third time's the
Alright,
charm.
cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, fuck my life. I hate vodka.
No, that's fine. It's fine. It's good.
Ah.
It's all right. Kyle can see through time now. He's,
Hello,
it
darkness,
hurts
my
my
old
eyes.
friend. Ah.
so
Ah. No.
satellite delay. Oh god.
That hit the tongue.
That's fine. That's fine. What are you guys worried about?
Shut up, pisshead.
Quit on that one.
You can tell the shot master in this fucking group.
Yeah, you can tell where the idea came from.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
Alright.
It's just like drinking toilet duck, really.
Welcome to Booze Night.
Like at a booze night.
Welcome, welcome.
Today, we're talking about managing life and playing.
Managing life and playing.
Yes.
I still haven't worked out how to do that yet.
I'll let you know when I figure it out.
Yeah, it's a
Interesting
tough one, that one.
Yeah.
So,
This is so professional. This
you
is
tell how
like
late
news
in the
night.
day this is.
Oh,
This is like news night.
oh, I apologise. Woo.
Jesus Christ.
This episode's
We
going to be a
we
short
have had
one.
chili tonight. There's a little disclaimer, yeah.
Stinky
We can't even manage this, let alone manage our lives. Come
Fuck
on.
you. Takes me to no one.
Yeah, why don't do it when we're fucking recording something?
You see what I have to deal with? You see what I have to fucking deal with?
Oh, my eyes actually sting a little bit. Oh, fuck. Okay,
There goes the BAFTA out the window, guys. Fucking hell.
ITV will never pick this up now.
I'm actually fucking crying. What the fuck?
Such shot. Fucking hell, Carl's loosey-goosey now, isn't he?
That's it, he's gone to the fucking
You
birds, man.
That's the level
right.
of our wit.
Yeah. I can see those dislikes
That's what
already. The comment underneath will just be, these guys are just drunk, talking bollocks.
That may be so, but
Yes,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
we still kind of know what we're talking about.
yeah.
So this one we're talking about managing life and being in a band.
Yeah,
Or
okay.
just playing in general.
Well, we've all been in various bands over the years.
Yeah.
A lot of bands together, a lot of bands separately.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Still jam when we can meet up.
no bands
Yeah.
that have got amazingly big, but you know what? That's not what it's about, you know.
No, it's not
necessarily,
about.
is
It's
it?
not about getting the record deal that
No.
everybody wants.
That would be very good. But... No, I'm kidding. It's
I tell you, I can fart again. That'll make you cry.
Oh, God,
Please don't.
no.
I can taste
Please
it,
don't,
Gar.
please don't.
I can taste it.
That's true.
I should have made that chili.
You really shouldn't.
Alright,
As he says, yeah.
so I'll
This is
start.
just- yeah.
I'll start. I still haven't fucking worked it out, to be fair.
This is 4 minutes in and it's just basically us farting and burping.
We'll edit this.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
No,
much
no,
edit.
we won't.
Not really. Not
No.
really. We'll keep a lot of it in.
It's only going on YouTube, so.
Yeah, exactly. Who cares? It's YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm not making money off this. Who gives a fuck?
Maybe one day.
Actually, that word "fuck" right there has just stopped me from getting money on this video.
Really?
Anyway, yeah, you're not allowed to swear or anything on
Oh,
YouTube.
fuck's sake. Oh,
Fucking bullshit, motherfuckers.
advertisement, children.
scrotums.
YouTube, go fuck yourself.
So there's a... Oh, yeah.
It's gonna get fucking removed, this one.
I think this might get banned.
No, it won't actually. I've seen
If Carl
people
drops
abusing
another
YouTube.
bomb, it might.
Yeah.
Thank God
The
it's
camera's gonna fucking melt.
There's no...
Fuck you, man.
Thank God
Just
there's no
fuck
4D.
you.
No 4D.
You know
like,
full
smell.
well who's the
I
worst
haven't-
farter in.
Yes,
Oh,
but I haven't
fuck.
done one on camera. That's the difference.
He says proudly, but, you know.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait until the end of this one.
That's my dirty little secret, that is.
So you've managed to get nearly the 10-minute mark.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, I still haven't worked it out, to be fair.
No.
It's really difficult, especially with my job and home life and everything else, to try and actually be able to be in a band and things like that. What I found myself has always been helpful is being a drummer. I'm not having to look at chords or anything like that. I always find the best thing for me is to just, when I go to work, I've got the sort of job where I can actually just sit there and listen to whatever song I'm trying to learn at the time,
Okay.
and that's how I can learn songs.
So like doing your homework.
Yeah,
on
so
the
I'm
drum.
like I'm there doing my work, doing my job, and I'm also learning.
It's a shame you can't take
the
your
next
drums in with you. Like when you're
Yeah, I mean that's the other one.
Flaming
Is I
head.
when it's quiet for like 2 seconds, I can actually tap.
Okay.
The only one that I got to worry about is if there's like a certain technique in a song,
okay.
like a drum fill or something like
Right.
that. That's like, oh man, that's really pivotal to the song. But I don't know how to do it, so I have to sit there behind the drums and actually do it. In which case, that can take time. The other one that I'm quite fortunate with is that I actually have my drum kit set up permanently, so it takes me
You do.
10 seconds to just flick the switch on, and I can practice for
That is handy.
10,
yeah.
20 minutes.
It's good.
and then
I
turn
think
it
that's
back off
essential, isn't it? If you're a musician, like, and you're working at the same time, just to have like a little place to get away and
Yeah.
like, have that focus
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
have like a room where you could just make noise and just
Yeah,
do your thing.
yeah, exactly.
But
And that's how I've always managed to get around it. You know, I don't think there's any other real way that I've known how to get around it.
yeah, well, all of us are in the same boat because we all work and we all want to make music as
Yeah.
well. So it's finding that compromise really.
Yeah.
Because some people are fortunate to be able to like make a living out of gigging if you're like in a successful band or like a cover
But
band or
the music
something
is
where-
effectively
yeah.
their work. It's,
Exactly. Yeah, so it's probably
Yeah.
a different kettle of fish, really. But
Yeah,
it
but
is
for
just
us
all about-
lesser beings,
yeah, it
we
is
don't
all
get
about-
that lucky.
For us mortals.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it's all about finding that work to like.
Yeah.
I suppose being in a band, as it were, will be like difficult logistically, like getting everyone sort of organised because everyone's got to be, like adhere to the same schedule really, and you got to find a space for everyone. But
The thing is, especially when you get to more towards our age, not saying what that age is, but most people
18,
tend to have
18
have
plus
families
loads.
when we're and
Yeah.
when it comes to family life, that can be very tricky to get
Yeah.
people all together at the same time.
exactly, so you got, like,
It's completely understandable that yes, family should always come first. That is definitely the big thing.
no,
It-
no, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I
at the end of the
don't.
day,
So what?
like I say once again, what you know, at our level, it is very much a hobby,
Yes.
and therefore, a lot of things will take priority over that, obviously. But at the same time, especially if you're in a band, I feel like you owe it to the other members to actually put the effort in.
Mm.
You know, not just
Yeah.
turn up to a practice and say, "Hey guys, I haven't learned anything because I've been doing this, that, and the other with my family. So we just wasted 15 quid or whatever."
Mm.
Going through the same stuff you've already gone through before
Yeah.
because you haven't had the time to learn, but the rest of the people have.
Yeah, in some sense, probably. Okay, we're probably where I'm going into. So if I start taking over from this point, from my side, I don't have a family outside of obviously my immediate upper family. But for me, it's just a case of scheduling. My work can overrun quite a lot depending on what the day is. But it's just making sure you fit a time in, and even if you're in a family, it's probably worth just saying this is a time where I want to just spend playing music and learning music. Make sure that's all agreed and set out, so it's all scheduled in, and then that way you've got time to do it.
Yeah.
It's just slotting in and making sure that you have
Yeah.
that time. I can understand that with family it can be a bit, especially when it comes to children as well, it can be kind of up and down because everything's very random when it comes
Yeah.
to when you're having kids.
Well,
It's not
I'd also say that sometimes, like I was saying, sometimes it's just working out the structure of a song can be half the battle. So therefore, like when you're driving or walking or whatever to a practice, have the songs on.
Yes.
That you're not unsure, you're not 100% sure on.
It
Have
gives
them on, and
At
then
least you're like
you're
absorbing them.
still.
Yeah.
It gives you the timing. The
Yeah.
thing you want to do is you want to sit down, and when you are having time, okay, even at work, I'll be listening to music, because I don't want to hear the office sounds too much. So when you're doing this, just put the songs on that you're trying to learn. Don't necessarily put all of them on at the same time, but put them on in a random order, mixed in maybe with other things you want to listen to. And then that way they'll appear in almost, they say it's almost like the radio effectively in the background.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, and what you'll do is you'll take it in a little bit as you're working and not necessarily worry about it, but then when it comes to actually playing it, you go, oh, okay, I remember it goes like this.
Yeah.
Yeah?
You've memorised
And it's also the thing of, of what I've had as well is like when you've turned around and cancelled a practice or something, for whatever reason.
Spend that time actually.
Turn around and go, well, this was normally the 2 hours that I'm there practicing. Well, I can't do that because so-and-so's not making it tonight. So say, well, I've still got those 2 hours to practice, so I will use those 2 hours to practice. The amount of times that I've had bands where they've cancelled like 6 or 7 practices in a row, and then they've turned up to the practice after 6 weeks off, and they go, oh, I haven't learned anything. And you're like, well, we've had 6 weeks off.
Yeah.
You could have spent those 6 practices.
Yeah.
At least.
That's probably where the agreement of time comes in.
Yeah.
If you've got a family or whatever, you say, okay, this is our normal practice slot. So if we don't have a practice this week for whatever reason, I still want to have this time. I think it's probably right in any relationship to say, I would like to have a little bit of time to myself doing what I want to do. And it might be that it's very different between each people, but between each person.
But you can't be expected to spend all that time together. Sometimes you've got to take some time apart.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And to utilise that time to say, I'm going to use my hour to myself to practice.
Yeah.
Especially if, like I say, you turn around and said, I'm going to be in a band with other people. You need to do that in order to not let those other people down. Otherwise, they're going to get pissed off and they're going to fire you.
So sometimes.
It may not necessarily need to be an immediate firing, but it will be slightly awkward, I think, for...
Especially until you've done it.
Yeah.
They've taken time off or, had their partner pissed off at them because they've said, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do that today because I've got to practice.
Yeah. And that comes from understanding what goes on in the other person's family life, in a sense. But, yeah, in a sense, that's just having a look around you and just seeing, okay, these people are putting in the time, and I understand they are putting in the time. They are sacrificing in one way or another, and in a sense, I should be able to do the same thing as well.
Yeah.
Even if, okay, maybe that slot, they get taken over by other things, and I agree that, okay, family events
sometimes you go on holiday or something like that. You can't take your guitar with you. You're spending time with your family, obviously. So you just have to turn around. But as long as you state that to everyone else involved, I don't see a problem with that.
Depends on everyone's sort of level of like seriousness, really. If it's just only like a hobby,
it depends
sort
on the
of
band,
part-time
doesn't it?
thing. Like,
I mean, like us. I mean, we don't, especially nowadays. Pardon me. We don't have a gigs lined up or anything like that. We just meet up and we jam and have a good time. So we don't need to sit there and go, well, guys, we need to learn this song. We need to practice. Things like that. We just do it as and when, and therefore, what goes on behind our own closed doors doesn't really matter to each other.
Yeah, totally.
So, I mean, how do you get past the fee?
Well, I'm not really like.
I'm totally gonna have to edit this and chop it all fucking around.
Yeah. Well, I'm not like in a band. I mean, I know you guys both in sort of bands and stuff, so it's kind of a different.
But I mean, when I was
sort of
thing, how did you manage life and playing?
Yeah, well, I suppose we'd have like quite a routine with it, really. So it would be like, kind of this time each week would be the practice time. It would be quite sort of. I think it helps having that sort of night where you know, like, this is going to be the night you're dedicating yourself. This is going to be practice
It's kind of like a regimented system.
Yeah, it's
isn't
like
it?
a
It's
regimented thing because you get into that sort of routine really, and yeah, it's not so random really. So that kind of helps really. But yeah, I haven't really got anything to add to that, to be honest.
Scheduling. That
Yeah.
seems to be an important thing
Basically
for what we're
just-
picking up on here.
Decompartmentalize things. Make sure you go, right, that's time to hang out with my family. That's time when I've got to go to work. I mean, it's exactly the same as work, really, isn't it? You turn around and go, well, 9 to 5, I've got to go to work or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So just going 6 till 10 on a Friday night, I need to sit there and practice for 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's no different.
Yeah.
Not really.
We just say, okay, I'll have half an hour each night.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Exactamundo. I think that's it.
I think that's, yeah, I haven't got anything
I think
to
we
add to
covered
that
it.
really. Yeah.
These are
Yeah,
shorter than
a
the other
little
ones. That's probably better.
We do
We're
short
gonna get
snippet
more
things.
likes this time.
Possibly.
Maybe. I don't know. Anything above 20 views is going to be a fucking achievement for me.
It's not about
Not
numbers.
like he's bitter already.
20 plus views, baby!
This is the man who does all the work. We just have to have our pretty faces already.
Yeah, they just fucking turn up. I mean, I don't even know what's going on until I'm like, right, we're doing this.
Yeah, we don't do show notes. And most of our stuff is done on alcohol as
talent.
well, so it's kind of
Yeah.
a bit ad hoc.
Yeah, we gotta work harder.
Another shot, guys.
Fuck off.
Hello there, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, notifications and all the other stuff that helps my channel. This is the last booze night that's going to be this way. One, because I didn't really know where to go with it from here on in, and also because I thought, well, not a lot of people are like this. The booze night is actually one of the only videos that I've had a dislike on. I've watched them back, the guys have watched them back, and we've come up with some new ideas, some new things that hopefully people will enjoy to watch, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. I'm really looking forward to putting this online. So watch this space. It's gonna be good, and then have a nice day. Love you guys. Maybe apart from you, Mister. You know your name. Clodhopper. Okay, bye,